Hello everyone, this is Mizme and welcome back to another video. Today, it's a bit of a different video. I don't know why I wanted to do this, but I did. So, I don't ever make it very clear on this channel, but I am a fucking massive Fire Emblem fan. It's my second love, basically. And so, I was like, you know what? I've never made a Fire Emblem video, and I was thinking about the tier list maker, this fucking website that a lot of people use. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll make a tier list of my favorite characters because I've been actually one of my friends just got into Three Houses, so it's kind of been on my mind recently. And I will say before I start, there are going to be maybe spoilers. If you haven't played the game yet, I definitely recommend going and playing it first before you watch this, because sometimes I'll talk about spoilers and not even realize I'm talking about them. So, okay, let's get started. So, we got the, S, A, B, C, D. I'm going to say, D's for the worst, S for the best. Okay, so the Byleths I'm just going to group in together, and honestly, Byleth is not a bad character. Quite frankly, I like Byleth because they actually do the silent protagonist thing well. The avatars in Fire Emblem have always been really weird. The only good avatar I'd say was probably Robin. And I did play New Mystery of the Emblem, and Chris is a good avatar too, but, it's kind of memey in a way. But, Byleth was good. I liked Byleth. Now, Edelgard. This might be a hot take here, but I really don't like Edelgard. I am massively against Edelgard. I just don't like her. I really don't. I don't see the popularity for her. I really don't. Okay, and so here's where I'm gonna take things a little bit. Okay, Dimitri pre-time skip, he's like a B. He's not bad. Dimitri post-time skip is like an S. S tier, because I fucking love Dimitri. But I'm just gonna put him, the little kid Dimitri here. I don't know why they include that. So Claude is also an S tier. I very much like Claude. He's a good character. I like both Dimitri and Claude. Now Hubert is interesting. I'm gonna put him in B, just because I like Hubert as a character. I just wish he didn't simp for Edelgard so much, and I wish you could actually play him on other routes other than Crimson Flower. He's one of the only, him, Edelgard, and Gisette's, I think I don't fucking, Yuritsa, that's his name. Those three are the only three characters in the game that are, exclusive to certain routes other than, the main lords. I wish you could play him on other routes. I really do. I know. Okay, Ferdinand. Again, I'm going to put him in a B, because, I don't really have strong feelings for Ferdinand. And same with, Linhart. I almost forgot his name. Now, Casper. Here's where things are different. Casper, for post-time skip, I'm going to put in C. Because, other than being a good unit, he's okay. But post-time skip, Casper is an S. I love Casper. I love his supports. I haven't. Okay, that's another thing I forgot to mention. I haven't seen all the supports in the game, so some characters that might have good, supports, I probably have not seen them. Bernadetta, S. Just she's my favorite character. It's a definite S. And now Dorothea, I am gonna put in B because I never actually really used Dorothea. I know a lot of fucking people like Dorothea, and I do get the appeal behind Dorothea, a little bit at least. Now Petra, I'm gonna put in a B, just because she's really, or that's not B, that's A. She's really funny. I really like how she talks, and she's just as far as I remember, I haven't played Three Houses in a hot minute, but all I remember is that she was really good. She really pulled weight. Now, Dedue, I'm going to put also in an A because he's just a really well-written character. I really like Dedue. I never used him on my first playthrough of Azure Moon, but I started playing Azure Moon again, and I actually started using. He's very useful. He really is, as long as he can keep up, Now, that's not what I wanted to do. Felix is an S tier. I have a thing for, moody edge boys, because Felix certainly is that. Like, by God, he's a really good unit, and honestly, I like his character, even if he is really edgy. Now, Ash, I'm gonna put in B because again, I like Ash, but I've never really. He's kind of just a worse Bernadetta, if you ask me. Like when it comes to the three archers, Bernadetta is probably the one I use the most. And now Sylvain, he's an S tier. I love Sylvain. Sylvain, I need to move that so that, yeah, I love Sylvain. Sylvain is my favorite male character of the entire cast. Like him and Bernadetta are like my favorite of all the characters, just because. Okay, my favorite character in Fates and Awakening was Inigo / Low, and I just love the flirt boys. They're just I don't know why, I just like them. Now Mercedes, I'm gonna put in an A, just because I like her as a character. She's a very nice character. She's very sweet. I feel a sneeze coming. I hate my life. Annette, I didn't really like Annette. I don't know. I know she's a nice character. Like, I've seen a lot of things about her character. I just never used her. I really never did. Because I usually pick a certain select few characters to use when I do a playthrough of any route, and usually she's not in that. Now, Ingrid, again, I'm going to put her in B because, I don't know. I didn't really look at any of her supports because, I don't know. I don't know, it's not really. I don't have strong feelings for Ingrid. Lorenz, I kind of don't like Lorenz. Kind of like, it's weird. Like he looks good in his post time skip, and I know from my friend who actually played Vernon Wynn on his first route that he gets better as a character. I don't know. I've just never vibed with Lorenz. Like, I've just never vibed with him properly. Now, Raphael, also kind of in the same boat as Lorenz, where I never really vibed with him. I never really used him on. I've never used him on any route. He was just kind of there. I like him. He's a big guy, likes food, whatever. Now here's the one everyone's probably expecting. Ignatz, I really don't like him. He's just kind of lame. Like, I know it's kind of, it's kind of easy to pick Ignatz to be, like, the easy character to put in, like, the most, like, in the hated slot, but I don't know. I just don't like him. Now, Lysithea, I know a lot of people really like Lysithea. So much so that she won Choose Your Legends 4, I think it was, for Heroes. So, and now you're going to probably hate me, but I'm going to put her in B because I actually never use Lysithea. I never use Lysithea. I really don't have strong feelings for her. I tried using her. I know she can one-shot Death Knight, but, like, I don't know. I never really used him, or her. Okay, now Marianne, S tier. Marianne is probably the best healer in the game, and I really like Marianne. She's really nice. She was my go-to healer / mage, and I really wanted to make her a Holy Knight. I never got that far, but I certainly gave it an effort. Hilda, Hilda's kind of hard. I think I'm gonna put her in B because, like, I like Hilda, especially because on my first route of Verdant, I played Verdant Win for my first route, and she was really good. Like, she was really strong unit, especially because I made her a Wyvern Knight for whatever reason. And during that final stage in Verdant Wind, flyer units are very useful because you have Claude, you have Sethis, and I used Hilda as a flyer, so it's very useful. Now Leonie, I actually really like Leonie, and she's gonna be an S tier. I don't know. I like her attitude. I like, tomboy kind of aesthetic. And she's a damn good unit. And now Sethis is also an S tier. Because Sethis is a character that, when I first saw him in all the trailers for Three Houses when it came out, I thought he was going to be, the untrusting asshole who never trusts you, And for the first part of the game, that was what he was. But then after you say Flame during I forgot what the fuck the chapter was, he actually starts liking you as a character. Like, he's a really well written character, if you ask me. I don't know. That's just my hot take. And so next is Flame. I'm gonna be real. I actually really don't like Flame. Like, it's weird with Flame because, like I said, I used Marianne for most of the time when it came to healers. Flame was just kind of there because, oh god, I can't remember. I know that Three Houses lets you use all of your units that you start off with. So Flame was kind of one of those characters that I'd never used because you'd have to replace her with someone else. It was really weird. Now Hanneman, he's going in B2 because I don't have feelings for Hanneman. He's interesting. Okay, now Manuela, I really don't like. I don't know. You can call me a fucking boomer or whatever, but I feel like she's just too much like Camilla from Fates. And if anyone who knows me well knows that Camilla is probably my least favorite character in Fates. I know. Bring out the memes of, oh, I'm just scared of women or whatever. I don't know, but no, I didn't like Manuel at all. No, Gilbert, I think that's his name. I'm putting him in C because, okay. The thing with the church units, and this kind of falls for most of them except for a very select few, is that they kind of suck. Like, Gilbert is just in that unfortunate spot where he's not as trained up as most of your other units will be by the time you can even recruit him. And most of these characters, most of the church characters fall into that kind of, into that kind of stereotype. Now, Alois, I actually kind of like Alois. Not for his character. I've never actually used him on a route. I don't think I ever recruited him on a route, actually. But Alois as a character, I find him very funny. I like Alois. He's an interesting character. Now, Catherine, I'm putting in an S because Catherine is a very good character. Very well written. I actually really liked her in Crimson Flower, which is saying something because I hate everything in Crimson Flower, genuinely. But she's a damn good unit. Like, holy shit. I had to stop using her in Verdant Wind because she was just steamrolling the entire thing. And also, if you are going to use Catherine, I do recommend not using her Thunderbrand all the time because the materials, from what I remember, to get it are kind of hard to get. So, just be wary. Now, Shamir, I'm actually going to put in C. Because, again, aesthetically wise, I really like Shamir. Mercenary, purple hair. I usually love people with purple hair. But Shamir never really did it for me. I think it's got something to do. I mean, even though she was on par with Catherine when you get her, I think it was something to do with the fact that the weapon she started off with was just awful. She just had an iron bow. It wasn't Okay, Cyril, I hate him. Despise him. Fuck him. He's awful. I understand. A lot of people don't like Cyril. And now, most people don't hate him for the reason I hate him. I hate him because of Crimson Flower. In Crimson Flower, fucking the last stage in Crimson Flower, you had to fight Cyril, and he took me fucking 10 minutes to kill. Just him, alone. I had to use the fucking Divine Pulse so many fucking times just because this little bastard kept, okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, no, Yuritsa, I know he's playable now, he's, through the DLC, he's playable, but honestly, I've never gotten to see anything of Yuritsa. I don't play Crimson Flower. If I'm gonna play through Three Houses, I'm gonna play through the other 3 routes instead of Crimson Flower. I really don't like Crimson Flower. That's the one thing about Three Houses, is that I really, really hate Crimson Flower. Okay. And now Death Knight, I'm putting him in C. He's an intimidating foe, don't get me wrong, he's very intimidating. I hate his name. His name is so stupid. It's not imitating? No. Intimidating, that's the word. It's not intimidating like the Black Knight. And I understand, very simple name as well. But the Black Knight actually can fucking pull his weight. I know there's the meme for Death Knight that Lysithea can't talk. Lysithea can one-shot him, which is really funny. But I don't like the Death Knight. It's just his name is so stupid. Okay, now Geralt. I really like Geralt. And now, I'm going to say a big spoiler. His death in all three of the routes is fucking awful. It's kind of a disservice to his character, if you ask me. Like, I don't know. I just kind of wish they maybe did him a little bit better. I understand Byleth. It's for the story. Byleth needs to have a reason to fucking go and hunt down the people in the woods. But it's like, I don't know. He could have been a lot better. I like him as a character. I usually like the dad characters. It might have something to do with the fact that I don't talk to my own dad, but I don't know. I usually like dad characters. Now Rhea is very interesting. I'm gonna put her in B because also I love this how we just have literally just Rhea again except forehead. But I like Rhea. Like, don't get me wrong. I kind of wish she was playable, if I'm being honest. Like, I understand Rhea is one of those kind of characters that just are never meant to be playable, but, like, I don't know. It would have been kind of cool to have Rhea be playable, and I do like how, okay, we've all seen it in video games. The church is always evil. Doesn't matter what you're doing. The church is always evil. Like, especially, like, I played Final Fantasy 14 and the church was evil, of course. Like, fucking, I like how they actually kind of flipped that stereotype on its head by, having fucking character, like, church, like, this, mysterious woman, you don't know who she is, what is her motive. She's just trying to live her best life. I might be under exaggerating the whole thing because again, I didn't read much of the like I paid attention to the story. I just didn't read because I'm reading is hard for me. But no, like I liked Rhea. Now Saros, I'm gonna put her in C. Like I don't hate Saros, but I just wish that her character was a bit more developed, seeing as, spoiler, Rhea is Saros. I kind of wish they explored the whole Saros thing a little bit more. Now, okay, Sothis. Sothis, I really, really don't like. I'm never a big fan of the dragon lollies. I'm never a fan of the dragon lollies. And look at me, I'm 3,000 years old. I look like I'm 8 years old. Yeah, fuck me. But, like, I've never liked them. I really, really don't. I didn't like them in Awakening. I don't think they were even in Fates. I can't remember. Fates was a clusterfuck. All I know is you had the fucking... Oh, God, you had, like, the wolves and the foxes, and then you had the little girls for those, and it's like... I don't know. I find Sothis to be very overrated. Especially because, like, people still fucking constantly vote for her. Like, her character isn't bad. Like, her character really isn't bad. But it's like... I don't like her. And now, Anna, I'm going to put her in C because I've heard Anna is really bad in Three Houses. Like, really bad. It's a far cry from Fire Emblem Awakening. So, no, I don't like how this Anna looks. I kind of prefer the Awakening Anna. It might be a bit biased because that was my first Fire Emblem game. Technically, first Fire Emblem game. Technically, my first Fire Emblem game was Shadow Dragon. But I played 5 chapters of that, waited 5 years, and then went and played Awakening. But, no, I don't like this version of Anna. It just doesn't look right. No, I think, what's this guy's name? Rodrigue? I think a lot of these characters are going to be put into C tier. Like, a lot of... Okay, so, like, I don't remember. I remember what happens to him in Azure Moon. But, with a lot of the characters in Three Houses, I understand they had a time limit. They had a time crunch, whatever the fuck. The game already got delayed. I just wish these characters were a little bit more fleshed out. Because here's the thing about Three Houses. Three Houses is a character-driven game. A lot of the characters are very, very well thought out. And, they all have their own personalities. They have their own quirks and whatnot. But it's just like, some characters just... I feel like they should have been a bit more fleshed out, if you ask me. And same goes for I think her name is Judith, and whatever the fuck this guy's name is. I do remember him. Tomas? I don't like him. His reveal is kind of stupid. Like, this fucker, you barely ever see him in the game, and then it's like, oh no, look at me, I'm the bad guy. Now, Monica, design-wise, I really like her. I kind of wish she was playable. Not Kronia, though, because if you don't know, Monica is Kronia. She's basically wearing like a skin suit or whatever. But I like Monica just based off design. I kind of wish she was like Flame, where you could have recruited her, but then the story wouldn't fucking make sense. This guy, don't fucking know him. I'm gonna put you in C, because I barely know you. This guy, also going in D. A lot of the villains are gonna be in D. Kronia, she looks like a fucking clown. I'm putting her in D. This guy, I'm saying like this guy, like yeah, you're going in there. Now, Flame Emperor. Here's a character who we can actually talk about. Flame Emperor. I don't like him. And okay, now here's another 3 houses. Spoiler: the Flame Emperor is Edelgard. It's one of the reasons I really, really don't like Edelgard. I don't. I'm putting him a tier above Edelgard, mainly because I like his design. He's very interesting looking, but motivation-wise, he's so fucking stupid. And I think this is Dimitri's dad again, not fleshed out. This guy's fucking like rapist or whatever. Now here's 2 characters that I actually kind of like. I'm gonna skip a couple of these characters just to put him here because they kind of go as a duo. I kind of like these characters for the little screen time that they got. But, like, it's... Like I said, a lot of characters in 3 Houses suffer from not getting developed enough. These characters actually got a tiny bit of development. The sad thing is that they both die regardless of your fucking route. They always die. They had interesting dynamics in Azure Moon and Crimson Flower, because they are Imperial generals, I'm pretty sure, and what happens in Crimson Flower is that they just fucking die. Like, they just die. Like, you don't get a chance to save them or anything. They always die. It's really fucking stupid. But I like them because there's designs and that they show up in every route, and that they actually are their stories differ by route, which is very interesting. This guy, I remember him. He's the first major boss. Excuse me. He's the first major boss. Don't really care for him. Also, Lord Lenato. I also don't really like him now. I forgot what your name is. Micklin. That's your name. I'm putting you a tier above the terrible characters just because, like, you're okay. Nemesis is going to be put in an S tier. Okay, here's my reasoning. I played a lot of Fire Emblem, and I fucking despise the trope of, look at this big dragon. Look at him, he's so scary. Nemesis was a breath of fresh air, if you ask me. Like, this fucking ancient god person that you could fight at the end of... Exclusively Verdant Wind, I must add. Verdant Wind. He's probably my favorite boss in the whole series. Other than, I'm gonna say... I just broke my fucking rule that I just made. Grima was also a very interesting character. I don't know. I just get very nostalgic for Grima. But Nemesis was a breath of fresh air when it comes to final bosses, if you ask me. Because Fates was fucking awful with its final boss. Oh my god. It was so fucking awful. Birthright was stupid, dumb dragon. Fucking Conquest was Jellyman. And then Revelation was this just different big dragon. Now, I don't know who this guy is. I think that's like Edelgard's fucking father or whatever. So he's going there. This guy looks like an egg, so I'm putting him there. This character, I know who she is. I'm putting her here because I kind of wish you could have recruited her, but did not come to pass. This guy also going in D. I don't really care for these characters. Okay, not Gatekeeper. I'll stir a fucking hornet's nest by doing. I like the Gatekeeper. I'm gonna put him in A. Vote for him for Choose Your Legends 5. Okay, here's the DLC characters. Now, fucking... I actually never played the DLC. I bought it. I played like the first stage, and I just didn't like it. But I will judge these characters. I not by how they, are as characters. I'm gonna judge them by how they look because that's really how I can only do it because I don't know anything about them. This guy, I forgot his name. Kind of interesting. I kind of like him. Oh boy, we're getting big here. Yuri, I like him because purple hair, and plus he's a trickster, which are always good. Now Constance is gonna be a D, just because I don't know. I like how she looks, and this character is also going in C, and I'm gonna put this guy in B because I think people made jokes about how he was named Alpharad or whatnot. So yeah, there's my tier list for Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's a good game. You should definitely play Fire Emblem Three Houses. If you're a Fire Emblem fan looking for a game to play, Three Houses is a good place to start. Honestly, though, it's like if you want to play Three Houses, just don't expect the same shit from fucking any of the other games, because especially with Fates is not a good game if you're looking for characters. It's really bad. Awakening's also a good start to do. But yeah, no, this was Mizme, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.